Hello and welcome back to the Leeds United FM20 Save. Hope you're all doing well today and looking forward to today's episode. It's the season finale of our first season with Leeds, and boy, what a season we've had and what support from you guys I've had on it as well. Absolutely fantastic throughout this whole week. It's been more than I ever expected, so thank you ever so much. Can we please set another likes target and basically just insert the Bernie Sanders meme? I am once again asking for 150 likes on today's video, but you guys keep smashing it, so I'm going to keep asking for it. So I think we'll just jump straight into today's episode then. Let's get these games done and let's get into the next season, which will be great. Since you were last here, it's been the Alfie McAlmont show, but more on that later on. In the meantime, since you guys were last here for the 2-0 loss to Wolves and the 3-1 loss to Liverpool, we've had a pretty decent run of form actually. Burnley, a 2-1 victory there with Rodrigo and Justin Kluivert picking up the goals. Justin Kluivert then scored a brace against Crystal Palace to ensure a 3-1 victory, with Pablo Hernandez also getting himself on the score sheet. We then had a pretty boring 0-0 victory against Everton. 0-0 victory, a 0-0 draw. No victory involved there, just 0-0 against Everton. Picked up a point at least, which was quite good, before coming back and beating West Brom. Rodrigo with one, Fabrice Hartman gets his first goal for the club, and Justin Kluivert picked up both assists. He's played so well in between episodes, he actually picked up Player of the Month as well, so congratulations to Justin Kluivert for that one. He's taken his bloody time. We spent a lot of money on him, expecting him to be great right at the start. He's finally got there, but he's hopefully going to be an integral part of our system next season as well. So thank you, Justin, for your endeavours. There is even more good news, as we are confirmed properly safe from relegation here in the Premier League table. We actually could finish as high as 7th if we beat both Arsenal and Man United today. Wolves, Everton, Palace don't win their games. I doubt that'll happen. I think we'll probably lose and maybe drop down to 11th, which is not too bad, to be fair. We've done so well this season, and the board seem to think so as well. Apparently we've met the criteria to be an established Premier League team, which they're very happy with, so that gives me some kudos and hopefully means I won't get sacked next season. But obviously we need to talk about Alfie McAlmont as well before we go any further. He basically has just been a little whiny bitch. That might be a little harsh actually. It's more his agents that have been the whiny ones. Basically, after that 3-1 victory over Palace, where I think he came on as a substitute, his agent came and said, give him a new contract, 24 to 30k per week will do. There was the option to sack the agent on there, so I looked at the agent. Turns out he's been known to lord his clients at other clubs, so I thought, yes, let's ask Alfie to sack his agent, which he gladly accepted. He said, yes, I will sack my agent. Sounds like a bit of an idiot, so let's get rid of him. The issue is, his new agent is even worse. Apparently he's been known to lord his clients at other clubs while also being regarded as a very impatient negotiator. His enemy, his sworn enemy apparently, is Diego Simeone, so you know you've got a bad guy when you've made enemies with Diego Simeone. So not very pleased with Richard O'Neill. And immediately after the next game we played, the 0-0 draw with Everton, he comes demanding a new contract for his boy, Alfie McAlmont. 24 to 30k per week will do. So quite frankly, I had to give him a new contract. I want to keep him at the club. I just don't want to give him that much money. It's an awful lot more money than what we've given Shackleton and Tyler Roberts as well. We did manage to get it down to 23k per week, but it's still a little more than I wanted to pay him. But at least we've got a very talented young midfielder tied down for another few years, which is great. In other news, you guys must remember this chap. He's the best guy that came through our youth intake. And of course, he was very quickly snapped up on the Patreon. The quickest to the mark to get him was Joel. So thank you ever so much for your contribution to the Patreon, Joel. Because of that, you get to name this chap whatever you want. And you have chosen to stick almost with a bit of an Icelandic theme, actually. He's now going to be known as Joel Tankardsson, leaving the sun in there for all the Icelandic stuff. I quite like that. I rate that, to be fair. But Joel Tankardsson is our new star centre-back regen coming through. He has just turned 17 years old, which means he is eligible for a professional contract. However, he doesn't want to sign one, apparently, according to our head of youth development, who I need to sack. I mean, he didn't really produce a very good youth intake for us. He likes vertical tiki-taka, which is what we play. He likes a 4-4-2. He plays something similar. He's got good attributes. He just didn't really bring many good players through, which is a shame. Might end up sacking him, not too sure yet. But we do have the issue right now where Joel could very quickly be leaving the club because apparently Arsenal are interested. He doesn't want to sign a contract with us. So it could be a very short Leeds career for Joel. Don't worry though, I'll keep you updated and I'll do my best to keep him at the club. Thinking of Patreon as well, just want to say a massive thank you to James Weston as well, the latest member of the Patreon. Massively appreciate that. And of course, if you guys want to get involved, links down in the description down below to join that. Right, jumping into the penultimate game of the season against Arsenal. This is the lineup that we're going to go for. We're going to go for the vertical tiki-taka 4-2-3-1. It worked very well last episode in the second half against Liverpool. So it might actually be Arsenal, and if we beat Arsenal, we ruin all their chances of getting Champions League football. So it would be quite nice to actually do that. Either way, this is the team. Kiko Casilla in goal, Haps, Gabadol, Koch, and Ayling at right back today because Paslak is currently injured. Phillips and McCalmont after he's given his new contract start in the centre of midfield. Cliver, who's been incredible recently, starts on the right-hand side. Hartman, who's been very good as well, starts on the other side. I said right-hand side for Cliver, that's left-hand side. Can't tell my left from my right, apparently. Left-hand side, Cliver. Right-hand side, Hartman. Elena through the middle. And, of course, Rodrigo up to 17 goals for the season now. Don't think he'll quite make 20, unfortunately. But a great return from him. Fingers crossed he gets it going. So, as kickoff is upon us, there's a very early chance for Arsenal to come forward. It's very strange playing against Arsenal, considering that I am Arsenal on my stream save. If you've not checked that out yet, please do come and check it out. Would massively appreciate that. You could hear the panic in my voice if I thought Arsenal were about to score a goal there. They didn't, though, which was fine. But Arsenal haven't troubled us too much yet, although they are looking to come forward. Marcos Alonso now playing for Arsenal in the save, interestingly, as he gets the ball in the middle, cleared quite nicely, as Patrick Hartman looks to come forward up towards Fabrice Hartman, not Patrick Hartman. Patrick Hartman used to be a regen of ours, and Justin Kluivert, just like that. He's been in incredible form the past few games. He just seemed to turn it on somehow. Like it took him like 30 games in the season to realise that he could play football. And now he's decided that he can play football and does things like that to Arsenal. You love to see it. Fabrice Hartman as well getting the assist there. Not Patrick Hartman. Patrick Hartman used to be a regen Patreon player a few seasons ago in Around the Block who was quite good for us as well. But it's Fabrice Hartman this time getting the assist there as Elena through to Rodrigo. Ooh, looking for those 20 goals still, Rodrigo. Good save from Leno as the highlight continues. Let's not concede down the right-hand side of the picture as Pepe makes his way forward. Good challenge as Haps doesn't get it cleared. Another chance for us just before half-time as Haps is just not being challenged at all. Kluivert in space. Arsenal all over the place. Unfortunately, we can't finish that one off. But as it stands right now, we're the only team playing. If we beat Arsenal, we ruin their chances of Champions League football, which is quite funny. All we have to do is hold on in the second half, put a good performance in there, and potentially we could be wrapping up a top half finish if we get the win here today. Leicester don't win. We could be wrapping up a top half finish, which is not what I expected to get in our first. I expected us to be more in that, right at the start of the season, I expected us more to be in that sort of 13th to 16th bracket. And to be fair, we're not. I say not. I thought we were on 46 points. We're on 56 points. We are way ahead of that bracket. Far too far ahead of that bracket than we should be. So, a great season for it. I can't believe how well we've done. As well, if we can build on this for next season, like if we want to try and get better and better each season, finish higher and higher each season, next season we're challenging for European places at this rate. Just as I say that, I take a word to... I've missed quite a few goals, I won't lie. I've missed quite a few goals in the previous few episodes. But this time I wasn't not paying attention. I was just taking a moment to breathe. And then highlight came, they scored very quickly from a free kick. I mean, so as soon as I start talking about maybe being European football next season, we do concede. Maybe that's a bit of an omen that we won't be anywhere near that. But Rodrigo not having a good game today. I've just noticed on a 6.3. I think we take him off in a second to replace him with, I would probably go for Tyler Roberts. I think I've still not made my mind if I want him to be my proper second choice striker or we get someone else in. Because he will get there, I think, Tyler Roberts. He'll get there. And he has done well this season. But do I give him the chance? I think I do. I think I give him the chance. Let's give him 20 minutes here to see what he could possibly do. Herbie Kane's not had much football this season, but he's not been that great, really. Pablo Hernandez, come on for Hartman. Let's see what he can do. Because I feel like Pablo Hernandez is going to leave the club, which is quite sad, because he's a nice player, nice lad. But he is 35 years old now. He's past it a little bit. I'd rather be playing Fabrice Hartman every week than him, basically, because we're not going to get any better with Pablo Hernandez, but keep playing Fabrice Hartman, we're going to get a better player every single week because he's going to be continually improving, which is what I like to have in my players. 5 minutes left in the game. There's still a winner in there for one of these two sides, and it might as well be for us. Tyler Roberts. is apparently offside. You hate to see it. Well, I was literally about to say that might have sealed his fate. He might be our second choice striker next season behind Rodrigo if he can score goals like that. But it was it was offside, and now Arsenal have scored at the other end of the pitch as a result from the offside goal free kick. I mean, actually, it wasn't the offside goal free kick because that's in our half. So it wasn't quite Tyler Roberts' fault, that one. But, that's rather frustrating, that I must say. But as the clock ticks down, we have lost this game to Arsenal. A game that really, I think we should have won. But Arsenal go into a top four, knocking Spurs out of it at the moment. Will Spurs take it back with their game later on the day? We don't know. Let's find out. They're not playing later today. Okay, we'll find out later on. We're not even playing on Sunday. When are Tottenham playing? We just want to find out if we've done Arsenal a favour by letting them beat us. Oh, they have played already. They have played already. So I must have obviously missed that at some point. You know, I'm just not very good at using my eyes, clearly. So basically, we gave Arsenal a huge lifeline there to get Champions League football. I mean, if Arteta stays, if it's still Arteta at Arsenal, it's still Arteta. He owes me one, basically. He owes me one. So, for the final game of the season, we're going to stick with it. We are going to keep the same lineup. Is Paslak back? Let's give him one final go. One final go, Paslak, before we go back to Borussia Dortmund. Other than that, I don't want to make any more changes. So, we'll submit that team as it is and take on United. So, I'll be honest with you, the game will probably take a bit of a back seat in this one. I want to start talking to you guys about next season. Now, next episode, because you guys seem to really enjoy that January transfer window episode, I'm going to do like another one of those, a transfer special one, but a proper summer one where we go from start to finish in the transfer window. It might be an hour long, it might be 10 minutes long, depends how good we get to do things in the transfer window and in the market and things like that. But we'll try and do a decent episode where I do a lot of transfer business. I hope you guys enjoy that. In the meantime, Carlos Elena right now is coming forward for us. If we can just grab an early goal against United, that would be almost really good. As I was saying, transfer window, I've got to start thinking about my targets. Now, I'm not entirely sure what the wage budget and the transfer budget is going to be for the upcoming season. So, obviously, we'll see that after the game. But we don't want to suffer from second season syndrome. And actually, a lot of the players that we've got are only really like top quality championship level, not really proper Premier League players. Like Clive on the ball right now, he is a Premier League quality player. But I do worry about the centre of midfield a little bit. But of course, McCalmont and Shackleton will get better and they will become Premier League players very soon because they've proven themselves to play very well this season. So I trust them. I want to use those guys next season. But I also want to get rid of a lot of players as well. I think I alluded to this earlier on in the season, but I want there to be quite a big cull of players that just haven't played games this season or I've not been impressed with or I think are too old. Players like Kiko Casilla, he's been good, but I feel like he might be a bit too old now at 34. Obviously, Pablo Hernandez is 35 years old in game now. He's got to go because he's not going to get any better. He's just going to decline and decline and decline, and I'm not really a fan of that. Liam Cooper is another one who's maybe not quite performed as well as we wanted him to this season as Paul Pogba gives United the lead. I think Cooper is also a player to go. And then, of course, we've got the youngsters coming through, like Josko Gavadol. We've got Ben, whatever it is called, who came in from Watford. I've got him coming through as well. I think I want to try and generate as much money as possible through player sales, as well as what the ball gives us. And then basically buy an army of very good young players. I think that's what I want to do going forward. That's my plan at least, because we're not going to be able to, if we don't want to suffer from second season syndrome, we've got to adapt and we've got to get some better players than what we've already got. I think a lot of this season, we've not been in great form this season. We've done enough to be where we are right now, but it's not like we've done it by winning 12 games in a row or something like that. We've done it by winning like one or two here and there in amongst quite a few draws and losses as well, particularly against the big teams. If we want to perform better, get ourselves at the table, we need to be getting better results than we have been against the teams that are in the top half of the table as we go 2-0 down. So a lot of real-life Leeds fans who obviously are watching this and are liking their heroes in the game, apologies, because there's a good chance they'll be gone soon. I'm sorry. I hate to do it, but it's my team. It's my manager mode. But as the second half ticks on, I can't really see us getting back into this game too. I mean, to be fair, we've been the better team in terms of possession. We've kept up with them in shots. They've had double the amount of shots as us, so actually it's not that good, is it? But I feel like we've not been down and out in any game, I don't think. We've always had a good stab in every single game, and I'm a big fan of that. As Carlos Elena comes forward, come on, let's have a good stab at this one. Come on, Justin Kluivert. Tackled, you hate to see it. I promise you I'm not doing this on purpose. I promise you. I was literally breathing again, because this happened instantaneously after Kluivert got tackled. Stopped, breathed, corner taken very quickly. Another United goal. It doesn't matter if it's a United goal, not our goal, so it's not that big of a deal as a fourth one on its way. Maybe not, but I don't think we deserve to lose this game 3-0. I don't think we've been that bad in this game. A lot of games that we have lost heavily this season, when we have done, we haven't deserved to lose it heavily. It's just that in a lot of areas, the players aren't actually up to standard. I guess we have just been very lucky a lot of the time this season. I'd rather not rely on luck. I'd rather rely on actual quality ability of our players, and that's why a lot of them have got to go, and a lot of them need to be replaced a little bit. Rodrigo is probably going to be our starting striker next season. 17 goals to him this season. He's been class. Kluivert will definitely play, but outside of that, every other single position is probably up for grabs, I must say. Maybe not Calvin Phillips. He's been very consistent as well, so Calvin might keep his place in the squad, but realistically, every other position has to be up for grabs next season if we want to be improving. Saying that, Calvin Phillips has been quite error-prone today, so he's not, immune to bad games or bad performances. So maybe his position is up for grabs next season if we can bring, someone else in who's going to be better than him. But ideally, at the same time, a lot of the youngsters we've brought in this season, and a lot of the youngsters currently in the squad, like a Josko, like a McAlmont, I want them to keep playing, to keep developing. So potentially Josko's place is safe next season, because I want him to have another season under his belt of full football to keep developing nicely. I think that would suit him quite well. It's going to be a big balancing act, basically. A big balancing act next season to see what we can do. But I'm excited about it. I've had my scouts out all season, scouting players out, keeping busy, looking for the next big talents and stuff like that. I want to try and spend a good chunk of money on, again, like 17, 18, 19-year-old players that we can use in a couple seasons' time to win a league. Is it going to be one final attack for us this season as Phillips to swing a ball into the middle, cleared? I think that is going to be that then, as Wan-Bissaka looks to come on a counter-attack. Referee, blow your whistle. Let's not concede another one, please. Let's not Okay, fair enough. And as the final throw-in comes in, that should be that. Referee, blow your whistle. Is that? Yeah, there we go. Whistle blown. United 3, Leeds 0. We'll ignore that. We stay 10th in the table, which I think is a very respectable position for our first season back. We finished top half, which is unimaginable what we thought we were going to do at the start of the season. So I'm really pleased with that. We've got a nice chunk of prize money for it as well. 10th place, 21 mil, a cool 21 mil. Amazing stuff there. That's a great season for us. So ideally now, we want to be finding out our budget for next season, although it's not coming through yet. Has it come through already? I just ignored it. Let's have a quick look, because that could easily be the case. Ah, no, it must come through now. It must come through, or maybe it doesn't come through now. I'm not sure. Either way, season review. Match of the season with a 3-2 win against Leicester, apparently. Moments to forget was a 3-0 loss to United. I think that's a bit harsh, if I'm honest with you. Board are delighted. Finished top half 4 years ahead of schedule. You're very welcome, lads. Don't you worry about that at all. So club vision. This will obviously change a little bit, I think. Although next season it still is avoid a relegation battle, so maybe it's not changing at all. And by the looks of things, nothing else has changed either. So, okay. Well, that works well with us. End of season team meeting. I assume the players think we're going to get relegated next season. So I'm going to say we can avoid a fight against relegation, stay up comfortably next season. They all seem to agree with that, which is very nice. That's good morale to send them off next season for. Pre-season training, where do we want to go? Northern Ireland, USA, Germany. I think we want to go to... Have we got affiliate clubs anywhere? Where are our affiliate clubs? Nowhere decent, really. We may as well go to America then. Try and get some marketing generated in America. So let's go there. Ah, it's finally come through. It says at the top there, board set initial budget. So apparently we have cleared our debts. Didn't realise we even had any, but we've cleared them off, which is great. We've passed financial fair play. We've been given a tax bill of £15 million because we've made 70 million apparently, because we are just such a poor club. Premier League gives us so much money. It's how it is. Commercial summary, some new sponsorship deals, so an extra bit of money through every single season. Broadcasting is just ridiculous. You love to see that. So everything on the up there. New scouting budget is the max it can be. So let's just make sure we are on the world for everything. We are brilliant. And the board set initial budgets of 45 million, but only £800,000 per week. That's only like £60,000 more a week than what we had this season. So some of this transfer budget may have to go into the wages. Either way though, it's been a fantastic season and I don't think it could have gone much better. I'm really pleased. So thank you ever so much for watching this season. If you watched every episode so far, massively appreciate that. That is absolutely huge. Thank you ever so much. Make sure you do drop a like on the video for me, and of course subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. That is also very important as well. Obviously tomorrow there will be a big transfer episode as well to look forward to. I'll try and get as much recorded for that as possible and try and shrink it down into a sizable package that's actually okay for you guys to watch and not sort of just like slog through, but we'll see how it goes. Either way, thank you very much. I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Goodbye.